Minecraft is color. Minecraft is beauty. Minecraft is tranquil. Minecraft is creatures. Creatures big and small, some harmless and cute, some terrifying and deadly. Whenever you bring a character from a video game onto a big screen, you look forward to seeing those enhancements. How do you take it to the next level? We've got the best artists in the world working on it.
It's been quite a journey, trying to adapt blocky, quirky creatures in the Minecraft world, interacting with people. What you see on the screen has gone through like a ton of iteration. We would design something, or they would design something, we would talk about it. You know, like you've imagined it in a certain way.
I've been working on the game for almost 14 years, and we take the game very seriously. So what does the mobs actually look like?
It was like, how do we translate those cubed characters, but that have flesh and hair and feel like sentient beings? What's going on, dude? All the details and small pixels that you would see on any mob character.
We've had a lot of conversations with Mojang in terms of how to interpret some of the most iconic Minecraft animals and characters to include in the film.
Dennis, Steve's wolf companion, is kind of the bridge between humanity.
Give me.
He has this best friend where he gets all of his love and friendship and family.
Dennis, he like a scratchy scratch on a nariz.
Oh, goopa-doopa-doo.
Dennis is a little bit different where we have a proxy puppet, which is just something that we can use for the actors to interact with.
There you go. Attaboy.
We've had a puppeteer named Paul, and then a parkour motion specialist, Alex, who have been able to play Dennis. Ultimately, we'll be replacing that, but it's allowed Jack and the other characters to interact directly with Dennis.
Go, Dennis! Go, Fluff Nugget! Run!
I'm Paul Lewis. I'm puppeteering the reference puppet for Dennis.
Whoa. Easy.
So with Dennis, it's more about just him reacting and bouncing off what I'm getting from the actors. So I just really listen and tune in. So sometimes I don't know what I'm going to do until we're in the moment, and then I'll just go with it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Who are these guys?
I really like the villagers. We became homies because they have these big old heads. And they like stand like this, but they're mad cool.
So villagers are the most iconically unibrowed characters I think ever. They love to trade, and I think the way that they talk is very special.
In the game, the villagers are very peaceful, they're pacifist. We are very keen, like it doesn't mean that they're stupid, it's just that they don't fight.
We decided to create physical costumes because villagers are roughly human size. Amanda Neal, our costume designer, designed an undersuit and then tunics and pants that real actors could wear. But then, rather than trying to create prosthetic heads, we do the heads digitally with the iconic Minecraft villager heads.
Good day.
The villager build itself, I mean, it's massive. First of all, it's getting the design signed off from Mojang, making sure our interpretation was the intention of the design. All of our costumes are square. We've had a specialty build. They have legs, specialty shoes, and then their torso. We've narrowed it down to a 15-minute dress. Then these costumes have to move, and so they had to have movement coaching.
For the villagers, we really need people who can control the way that they move. So dancers, we need to really keep everything in parallel rather than walking pigeon-toed. And the same with this sort of restriction of the arms. Keep everything in line with how boxed up they are.
Relax, it's just an iron golem, local security force.
So iron golems are these giant robot-looking dudes. They're made of iron, and they are the protector of a village.
Thanks, big guy.
You start with an iron block and you slap an element on its head and it kind of brings it to life. And then you can soup them up in various ways, like one of them will wear boots of swiftness and be super fast.
The villagers have their enemies, which are the illagers, and the illagers, some of them live in the woodland mansion.
These are some very murderous dudes that roam the halls of this dark, depressing, freaky joint.
They're basically like the opposite of, villagers, and we have to get past them.
Indicators are basically axe murderers, which is very inconvenient.
My favorite mob would probably be the zombies. They make cute noises, cute little grunts.
Yo, we got a zombie problem! It's those darn zombies you got to worry about. Because if you don't really knock them out, they come back. They come back.
So the zombies, they're super creepy, they're green, they're dead, they've got mucus coming out of every orifice. You don't want to mess with them, they're bloodthirsty, they want to kill you.
Zombies can't see, but they can hear. So they might be going somewhere and then they hear something and they're a bit slower.
There are also baby zombies, which are absolutely terrifying. Sometimes you'll see them riding on the backs of chickens, and they're called chicken jockeys.
I fight some pretty crazy characters. That's the thing on this movie, like when people call you, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just got my ass kicked by a baby zombie riding a chicken. What are you doing?
Skeletons are creepy. They like to shoot arrows. In the film, they shoot enchanted arrows. Those are flaming arrows. They're mean cusses, man. They're not cool.
For the skeletons, they can see really well and move quickly, but it's always from their sight.
The ones that I was always scared to fight as a kid were the spiders because they're silent and they come out of nowhere.
They don't bend their legs. They're very kind of straight, and they like almost kind of float across the ground while their legs just kind of wiggle. And for us, being in a physical world, we felt like we needed to take a few little liberties and add some joints to those legs, make it feel like they're actually physically sitting on the ground, that they move across the ground.
Sometimes you'll find a skeleton riding a spider. That's a thing.
Spider jockeys, which are basically these huge spiders with skeletons riding on them with like arrows trying to shoot at you and hurt you.
They're very rare in the game, but we loved them so much. We have more of what you'd see than in the game.
Then there's the Endermen, who are scary.
Endermen are basically nightmare fuel.
They can teleport. Don't like that.
Probably the most mysterious mob in Minecraft. They're just creepy.
They're these dark, tall, lanky, magical creatures that try to hurt you.
Enderman makes the game a little bit more difficult.
They shoot dark visions into your brain.
You'll never be as cool as me, Hank.
But they only hurt you if you look them in the eye. So if you ever see an Enderman,
avert your eyes at that part, kids.
What's this junk?
When you kill an Enderman, you get something called an Ender Pearl, which is very important. If you have an Ender Pearl, wherever you throw it, it enables you to teleport to the location that you threw it to.
Yeah, right.
piglins are then a final mob that live in the nether.
These are barbarian pig people. They're obsessed with gold. They're also cannibals. They're totally chaotic and ruled over by the evil piglin queen Malgosia.
I will pillage the overworld, and all its gold will be ours!
This morning, we focused a lot on the attack at Midport Village.
All right, guys, just start trashing their produce. Villagers hate that.
The pigs, I thought, was all about their snout and how they make decisions through smell and therefore move from that perspective.
So if you straighten your armour, you're going to go through it.
So we sort of put these restrictions on the body in order for them to be less human and more of that character.
We jumped between different piglin characters, so we had different ways of moving. Some of them were faster, some of them were slower.
There's more types of piglins in the movie than you find in Minecraft itself.
In fact, when we started creating them, we started giving them names to give them a little bit individual character and identities.
Chungus is just very big and very strong, and the Great Hog is so massive that he has to lean on his big arms to move.
One of the things I really like in this movie is that we needed an aerial attack vehicle, something to attack you from the air and something you could fly. And we had a design from Minecraft Legends that hadn't been used in the game, which was this ghast, this kind of floaty, balloony, evil monsters that shoots fireballs. The piglets have been able to trap them and put chains of them and basically use them as hot air balloons to fly around, and our heroes kind of interact with those.
Have like an armada of them that they used to fly around and shoot fireballs and do their evil conquests.
There are certain things that a Minecraft player expects to see. The most iconic thing is the creature that is called the Creeper.
The creeper sneaks up on you and blows up, and many players have lost their stuff and their lives to creepers. So this movie wouldn't be a proper Minecraft movie if it didn't have creepers.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Creepers are like the death of us all. Nobody likes them.
I've died many times by a creeper.
Creepers are probably the most iconic and unique mob of the game.
My creeper farm.
The Mojang team, they said that it was actually an accident. Somebody put in the wrong numbers when they were trying to create a pig, and it stretched the pig in a weird way, and they just thought it was funny, and they leaned into it. It became this iconic character.
What kind of idiot would breed these things?
One of the big conversations we've had with Mojang has to do with how a particular set of 6 pixels, what it's meant to represent on the face of the creeper.
Are those veins or are those vines? Like, what is it made out of? Is it made out of plant life or is it weird scales?
Don't slap him, Hank!
Is the hiss literally a burning fuse, or what's the flashing?
Mojang, intentionally, they've left a lot of things open to interpretation. That's the beauty of the game and the beauty of the world is people can go in there and create their own story.
May I try it?
You certainly can.
Working and collaborating with Mojang, there was no other way that we could have done this film.
My good friend Torfy.
This is their baby, and it's their baby that's become the world's baby in a fun way. And we knew from the outset, we have to have them on the team, collaborating with us.
It's like a live-action imagination of what Minecraft would look like.
From the concept art and design stage, all the way through production, into post-production, their input and participation has just been unbelievable.
How does this block actually look like when you take them out of the world and put them in your pocket?
Mojang have been really helpful for us to get all of the details right so that those things that are so iconic really sing in the movie.
Oh, boy!
What's wonderful is that it's never done, that process of figuring out and creating and learning a character, because even today, now that Jared's got a chance to see them and suggest, oh, maybe we should do less jumping or a little bit more confusion. And so that's what is so wonderful about this particular type of creation, is that nothing is ever final.
At the end of the day, we really tried to model all the character design and really stay true to the game. And if we ever had a question like, gosh, are we doing this right or wrong? We always went to the game. We really tried to stay true to all of those details.